Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to use the Curves tool on your picture. So if you go to open one of your photographs, go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Curves. So these four options are all to do with the light and dark, and these middle options are all to do with colour. Okay, so I'm going to go to Curves, which is to do with light and dark. Press OK. And this little box opens here. So this side is all your shadows. This side is all your highlights of your picture. So if you want your shadows to go darker, you will click somewhere on the shadow side and you could drag that down. Okay. The only thing is when you move that down, it pulls down the other parts of the picture, the colour. So these are your midtones. So if I only pull this shadow bit down, it also pulls some of the midtones down. So you can click again on the line, and if you want your midtones to go up, you can move that up. That then pulls your highlights a bit too high, which means it's overexposed. So you can add another dot on your line, and you can pull that up or down as well. So I actually want my highlights a little bit darker because they're a bit overexposed. So that makes the clouds a bit clearer. I want my midtones to be a bit lighter because that looks too grey. So I'll pull my midtones up a little bit. And I wanted the shadows to be a tiny bit darker to show a bit more contrast. So my graph looks a little bit like an S shape. If you're not happy with what you've done, you press this little round arrow, that resets it. So this is my original picture. So it's a bit overexposed in the sky, so I want the highlights to come down a tiny bit, and I really like how the clouds look, but the rest of it now is too dark. So I'm going to pull my shadows up a tiny bit, and my midtones also up a little bit. The colours look a bit more intense. You can add as many dots onto your line as you want. You get different effects depending on where you pull the shadows and the highlights, okay? So maybe you want these to be a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. I'm going to put them a little bit darker. Now the only problem is it makes some of the image look a bit strange, so you need to be really careful about how far you drag the lines, okay? Because they're classed as midtones. So if I make the midtones lighter, it turns them into like a ghostly shape. So I'm going to pull that up a little bit. I'm just going to make my shadows a tiny bit darker. And then I'm going to reset that because I'm not happy with it and try again. So I probably need less dots on my line. So clouds, a little bit darker. Shadows, maybe a tad darker. Midtones, a little bit lighter, like that. Once I'm done with that, I'll save my work and put it onto my slides.